Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for, this is for your next big change, and we're really looking at Pluto moving into Aquarius, which will be on November 19th, and it will be in Aquarius for about 19 something years. You have this Loyal Heart card and this Time for a Nap card, so some of you, of course, might need a nap, but the Loyal Heart card, I don't know, we've been kind of talking about this for like 2 years now for you here, Taurus, that you need to be loyal to what your heart is telling you to do, especially, when it comes to like what you do every single day, like your activities, your, the things that you work on, the opportunities that you accept into your life. So, I think this trend might continue for you during Pluto in Aquarius, but I was literally just going to say that I think the difference is you're putting more work into these things and you have the Eight of Pentacles. So that is definitely, I would consider that major confirmation for what I was about to say, which was, again, it seems to me like maybe you're putting more juice, more of your own energy into the things that your heart is telling you to do. And it's like you're taking action more as well with this reading. So I really like to see this. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Hierophant, which is amazing. That literally says the sun is shining on you because you show up as the Hierophant, which is your card. The Ace of Pentacles is like a big opportunity or something that has a lot of potential to grow in your life, and but I feel like this is something you've probably been thinking about for a long time. I do feel this need for like simplification, which I'm pretty sure I've said to you recently, and even though Pluto will be in Aquarius for basically 20 years until 2044, I would still say like I feel like you're doing this now. Like this is not something that you're going to continue to need to like I don't think you need to worry about this, but I was just going to say, like, this isn't something you need to worry about. I just think, like, right now, like, this year, 2024, maybe a little bit into 2025, that, simplifying things and not making things too complicated is really going to be the secret to your success. So I would just keep it simple with the Ace of Pentacles, but I do feel good about that. You have the Sun. I feel even better about this. The Sun is the best card in the deck, so definitely could be a lot of happiness. The Sun has a focus on ease as well. This little child or this baby is carrying this big, flag or this big banner right here, and it's meant to look like something that's very heavy, but he's carrying it very easily. And so the Sun says, like, what things can you do? What strengths do you have, right, that are maybe hard for other people but are easy for you? Or, again, maybe not even, but, are there any things where you have a bigger impact? And that's what I always think of with the Sun. It's like there's the things that we're all just naturally good at, and I would do more of those things, like especially in work or business. And I think that will make things have a smoother flow. This could also be about learning new skills, of course, that come kind of like easily to you. The Eight of Pentacles is all about developing your skills, and so that, that's why I'm saying this. But the Sun, like I said, is something like, again, I want to stress that it's not easy. It's but again, something that kind of comes easily to you, and that's what I would focus on with that card. You have the Hierophant, which is also great because you're showing up as yourself. Again, whenever you show up as yourself in a reading, it puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I just feel like you're, really, I don't feel much here. I just feel like you are showing up in this reading, and, that's pretty much it. So let's clarify and let's see what we get in this first row. With the Ace of Pentacles, can't make this up. You have the Queen of Cups, literally the card that you get in every single reading with me. The Queen of Cups is all about following your heart, and that's exactly what I feel like you need to do with the Queen of Cups is, follow your heart, follow your intuition, especially with that Loyal Heart card. I think that there are things that you are loyal to, and, these are things that you keep doing, or, maybe you have a business idea that you keep thinking about, and, that being drawn to something mentally could be your heart telling you, like, hey, this activity or this business or, this person or this thing is going to be very fulfilling to you. And so I think you really just need to follow your heart with this energy. With the Sun card, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is about leaving behind the past. Again, Pluto Pluto is literally death, reinvention, Phoenix rising type moments as well in life. So literally, when Pluto changes signs, it is a big deal, and it is one of those things that we can definitely be undergoing a change. That's why this reading is all about your next big change. And so, yeah, I mean, it seems to me like you could be finally closing out a cycle. It's probably something that you've been dealing with for a couple of years now, where you keep thinking that you're going to close something out and then you don't. And like now you finally are. So, again, not really a bad thing. This is probably a good thing. With the Hierophant, you have the Empress, another one of your cards. So you show up twice here. Very good, for sure. I don't think I've ever had this happen where like a sign shows up as like two of its major arcanas on top of each other. So the Empress, of course, is abundance, success. Kind of says that you're glowing at this time, especially with the sun. If we end up getting the star, that would be even better. But again, still very good. And the Empress is also focused on ease. Again, all she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and her wheat will grow. So again, I think this first row is saying that what you should be focusing on is things that come more easily to you. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that what you're doing is easy. There's a big difference between something being easy and something that comes easily. So there might, I'm saying this because of that Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is still work. You're still going to have to put the work in. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you during Pluto and Aquarius, you have a Silkworm. It says imaginativeness, paragon, and impassioned. You have this rat. It says shrewd choices, reproduction, and agility. We see a lot of fertility in this reading, Empress, the rat card. So I think that things are going to start multiplying for you in a good way. It seems to me like that you could be creating a lot of abundance, or it could be any type of energy that you want. It is a very imaginative time. Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is innovation, and I have said to everyone that basically I think that innovation is creative. So any of your creative ideas could really take off during Pluto and Aquarius, especially with those cards. You have the Temperance card, the Knight of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Temperance, of course, is patience, or needing to be patient. So I feel like you have been very patient. I also feel this is about like mixing things together. I'm getting like oil and water here with this card as well. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, Taurus. Not like bad, but I definitely feel that there are certain things that you do that are like oil and water, and you can make things so much easier on yourself. And again, there is something about this reading that is really saying, try your best to make things easy. You don't have to constantly swim upstream, right? You can't. There are moments where you can kind of go with the flow, and I kind of feel that's what this is encouraging. It's like sometimes it is. I always tell people sometimes it is a good thing to swim upstream. If fish didn't swim upstream, then they wouldn't get any stronger and they would be weak. So again, sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing. And I think this is one of those cases where it's saying that you don't have to do things the hard way. And if something isn't mixing together, especially in work or business with that Eight of Pentacles, then I would look at it during this time and say, like, how can I make this easier? You have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, no rushing at this time either. The Knight of Swords, the card of being too hasty and making a quick decision. So with the Temperance card, I feel that taking your time on the things that you're working on, it would be the most benefit with the Knight of Swords. You have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, a card of expansion. Pretty much every single person so far, I think, has had the Three of Wands. I do believe the universe really wants people to expand, grow, reach new heights. And we have more than just Pluto and Aquarius right now that's encouraging this. We also have Neptune in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces. Neptune is the big impossible dream. Saturn says if you get to work, you will expand. So I think that for a lot of us, we should be trying, I think everybody on Earth should be trying to, expand in some way or grow in some way. And the Three of Wands is definitely encouraging you to grow. I also see a lot of adventurousness. This is definitely something I didn't expect in these readings, is that it just, I don't know, there's this energy where maybe people are able to like travel more or just go on adventures more, and which could be a good thing. Again, that could be a signal that like things like money is improving or, something like that. And so I always like to look for those clues in readings, and it's definitely something that I really didn't think would come up in the readings, but it seems to me like a lot of people could be like traveling or moving and things like that. And with the Temperance card, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like impatience for money, basically. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Queen of Pentacles in this reading. I think that there are some big goals, some big dreams, some things that you really want to manifest. And I feel like I don't feel bad on the Five of Pentacles. I feel that it's just saying that right now, maybe you don't have like the money you need to, start that business or whatever. But number one, I feel like you need to start it anyway. But so do what you can with what you got, right? And but number two, I think that you're being prepared. It's like you're being prepared for something, which could be a little bit annoying as well. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Moon. Definitely would be careful of past people. I do not like readings that go from the Sun to the Moon. And I feel like this could be a person that's trying to rush back into your life. I think Pluto going into Aquarius is going to bring a lot of clarity. We have a lot of clarity coming in over the next couple of years. Even Neptune moving into Aries in 2026, I think is going to break the illusion for people. So, again, even over the next 20 years, there could be an ex that wakes up and is like, oh my God, what did I do? And they could be trying to rush back into your life. I feel like that's going to be true for a lot of people. Neptune is a major illusion. I do not like Neptune and Pisces, and I always say this, and I'm a Pisces, right? And Neptune's supposed to rule Pisces, which I don't agree with. I think Jupiter rules Pisces, which is, Pisces' ancient ruler. But I think Neptune is very confusing in general. So there's a lot of clarity coming in, and I feel like this is oil and water, like we were saying. That could be the oil and water thing. It's like maybe there's a person that you just don't work well with, and this person could try to rush back in. And again, I would not with this energy. With the Three of Wands, yes, because there's something new coming in for you. So these readings weren't really meant to be love readings. They're meant to be your next big change, but love could be included in that. So if you do want love, the Three of Wands could say you're looking forward into the future towards a new person, and I think that would be great. I also feel, for those of you that don't want love, and even if you do, the Two of Cups is amazing for connecting with your higher self, and it is going to be a very spiritual time over the next few years. So anything you could do to connect with your future self or your inner voice, all of that would be good with that card. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, this is what your future self would say to you at the end of Pluto and Aquarius. So we're looking into the future here. It says communication is key. You also have this new moon in Leo. It says confidence is key to your success. So, I feel for a lot of you, being clear, but also being confident, of course, is going to be very, very important for you. I think for you to develop your confidence, you should practice the Eight of Pentacles. The thing with the Eight of Pentacles is that he's so focused on his work that he isn't seeing all that he has accomplished and all that he has done. And so sometimes to gain confidence, I think we just need to look at everything that we've done in life, and that makes us realize like what we're capable of. So anything that we're about to do becomes easier when we look at everything we've accomplished, because we can say like, oh, I've done things that are like 10 times harder than what I'm about to do, so this will be easy. But sometimes we have to take a break from the work, and we have to see everything that we have done. And so I think the Eight of Pentacles is definitely saying that. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering, healing. So a lot of you could be going through a healing period with the Four of Swords. A lot of you could be just getting better energy in general with the Four of Swords as well. You have that time for a nap card. Four of Swords definitely says it's time for a nap. And the Four of Swords is also about receiving blessings. It's also like something else that has kind of stood out to me in these readings is the fact that, it seems to me like the universe is trying to say that we shouldn't really be, it's not a time for like really, really pushing. Like we shouldn't have to force things to work. Things that are going to work are for the most part going to work. Of course, there will always be obstacles, but, the readings have really said it's like that being more in that state of just knowing that things are going to work instead of like being in that energy of this has to work this way is, really what the readings are saying. So I would, pay attention to that. You have the Queen of Swords again, great clarity. She has gained clarity for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and she is seeing clearly into the future with the Queen of Swords. So, again, I think a lot of you are gaining clarity with the Queen of Swords energy, which we already talked about. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Three of Swords. Again, this could be heartbreak, but, it seems to me like this could be a past person, and you're just focusing on work with the Eight of Pentacles. So I wouldn't even worry about it. On a positive note, though, I kind of do feel healing here. So any of you who are going through healing or who need to heal from something, I'm not a doctor. I have no clue what I'm talking about. But again, it looks to me like you're putting in the work to heal. With the Four of Swords, you have the Emperor. Yes, you are not going to have to try for this right here. It's kind of funny. If you do want love, it's definitely popping into my head that this is a person where it's like there is no trying here. And I don't mean that we shouldn't try in relationships, but I feel that you could be attracting something that has a much better flow. You know, especially for those of you that want love. It's like these are divine counterparts, these two right here. But with the Four, I was getting something about like not trying hard on that Four of Swords. And I think that's the trick here. It's like you can just be yourself, they can just be themselves, and there's no like, you know, there's none of these like weird expectations or anything is kind of what I feel here. But love could definitely be a change. If you don't want love, and even if you do, I do like these two cards for balancing your energy. You know, they represent the masculine and the feminine. And usually if we're imbalanced, it's like the feminine, we can be creative. With the masculine, we can take action on that creative ideas that we have or whatever. And so I kind of feel like you are balancing your energies in a good way. With the Queen of Swords, yes, you have the Ten of Pentacles. It really wouldn't surprise me if you accomplish something big over the next few years. I would say like 5 to 10 years, even before, Pluto and Aquarius comes to an end. Again, it's not like it's going to, all of a sudden take off after 10 years. It's, you're building up to this. People always say to me, like, oh, I don't want to wait for 10 years for my big goal. I'm like, well, it's in 10 years, it's going to be 10 years anyway, number one. Number two, it's not like like a light switch. It doesn't just like it's not just like off and then on after 10 years. It's like you are going to be getting the benefits of this over the next 10 years, but it's like maybe 10 years is the peak, or maybe that's when you peak, right, with the Ten of Pentacles. But you've been working on this forever because of Uranus and Taurus. If there was one card that I could say really has to do with you having Uranus in your own sign, it would be the Ten of Pentacles. I think it's really forcing you to work on building and leaving a legacy, and that could be as big as or small as you want. But I also feel like you're very focused on building structure in your life so that you can have more freedom. And we talk about this in every single reading, but I feel like you're actually doing it. Like you're clear on how to do it. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this pregnancy and birth card and also this love and music card. So there definitely could be the birth of something in your life. If you want to get pregnant, definitely possible with the Empress. But again, you could just be birthing a new idea, a new life, a new love with that love and music card. It could be anything. And we have the Three of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Cups. Three of Cups, of course, is a celebration. These three women here are celebrating a harvest, and I feel for a lot of you, you are going to be celebrating a harvest over, not even the next 20 years. Again, I think much sooner than you think, and so that is the good news. Again, I think the other thing, if you want this to happen faster, then I would, again, practice the Eight of Pentacles. I think the only thing that might be holding you back here is your mind. Moon card. The moon is an illusion. The moon is not real. The moon is something we have to work towards those mountains, and we have to realize that the sun is eventually going to come up. So, I think the Eight of Pentacles could help you gain confidence if you look at everything you've accomplished so far, and you could probably get to this point faster. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely a change in your fortunes. It feels like a very fortunate time. So, things could be changing energy-wise in general. The Wheel of Fortune is also about your vibrations. Again, if I were a Taurus, that's pretty much the one thing that I would work on. The only thing, really, is, kind of like my energy field, if you will, or, the things that I say to myself in my head. Also my environment is what I would focus on if I was a Taurus with the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune doesn't represent your environment, but obviously when you have a positive environment, like the energy around you, then you're going to attract more positive things. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about taking control. Wheel of Fortune really is a card of control because the wheel is always spinning in all over the place in any direction, but we can make it spin in the right direction if we take control. And I feel like that's what the Wheel of Fortune is saying. You have the Queen of Cups again, so definitely you start and end with the Queen of Cups, which is saying that it's time for you to follow your heart, and I think it's time for you to follow your intuition. With the Three of Cups, you have the Judgment card. Judgment, some of you could be building like new friendships, new people in your life. I think, again, whenever we have Pluto changing signs like this, it definitely could, that just could be a side effect of, Pluto being a big change planet, changing signs, that we could just be, picking new people to surround ourselves with, forming new connections, and, all that other good stuff. I also feel like some of you could feel like you're discovering your purpose as well, which is pretty good. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Lovers. Yeah, if you're attracting love, it's definitely a new person, I would say, here and then here. So this could be a divine counterpart that you're attracting. It could also be a person who changes your fortunes as well. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, Eight of Swords and the good stuff says you are setting yourself free from anything that has been holding you back. So if you feel like anything has been holding you back or preventing your success, then the Eight of Swords is like freedom. The Emperor here right here, again, let's put it this way. Five of Pentacles can say that you feel like you're not good enough or that you don't have the strength to do something. The Emperor, he is confident and bold and assertive, and he really goes for what he wants, and he's willing to jump on an opportunity whenever an opportunity presents itself. And so even if he doesn't think he's qualified. So I think a lot of you could be attracting opportunities that you're going to have to take advantage of. You have this idealism card. This is Sun in Aquarius, this card, and nothing will be perfect, but I do feel like you are kind of creating a more ideal life. And again, like I said, nothing will be perfect, but I definitely feel you're getting close to this. Next, you have this acquisition card. This is Sun and Taurus. So you could definitely, this is my fancy couple card. You definitely, the Emperor and the Empress is definitely a fancy couple. So you could be attracting a new person into your life. And yeah, there you go. You have this drama card. I would avoid the drama, especially right now. We have Mars going retrograde at the end of 2024, and Mars retrograde is horrible for drama. I would just avoid it at all cost. Next, you have this choice card. I mean, you probably have a choice between a past person and a new person. I would pick the new path. I would also say that a lot of you, I would be careful of overthinking. Like, I get a little bit of an overthinking energy here. Whenever you are overthinking something, I feel like you need to practice the Eight of Pentacles, I think you need to look at everything you've accomplished so far. Maybe you need to write it down on a notebook or in a journal. You need to write down all your accomplishments, everything that you've accomplished from age 0 to now, whatever age you are. And I think that perspective will help you stop overthinking. It's like you're only overthinking things, I think, over the next few years here at least, because you don't think you can do something. But, again, I think it's not true. So, there you go. You have this domination card. You could be dominating this time. So you could really be coming out on top, over the next few years here, Taurus. And I think that's going to be very good for you as well. But really good reading, Taurus. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.